Imagine a fighter so fierce he didn't just step into the ring, he stormed it, a whirlwind of chaos and grit that left crowds roaring and rivals reeling. Meet Aaron, the Hawk, Pryor, a boxing legend whose raw energy redefined what it meant to be a champion. His fists flew like lightning, his spirit burned like fire, and every bout was a spectacle of power and passion. But Pryor's tale isn't just a highlight reel of knockouts and titles, it's a saga of a man who turned pain into fuel, who battled demons as tough as any opponent, and who carved a legacy that still echoes through the sport. Ready to step into the wild, unforgettable world of the Hawk? Let's dive into a story that's as brutal as it is inspiring. Aaron Pryor came screaming into the world on October 20, 1955, in Cincinnati, Ohio, a city of hard edges and harder lessons. The streets he grew up on were a jungle of crime and struggle, a place where survival wasn't a given but a fight. His family life was a mess, chaos at home, instability all around, and young Aaron learned fast that the world didn't pull punches. His mother, tough as nails, drilled a rule into him: if someone hits you, you hit back harder. It wasn't just advice, it was a lifeline, a creed that had shaped the man and the boxer he'd become. As a kid, Pryor was a live wire, restless and raw. The streets could have swallowed him, drugs, gangs, dead ends, but he found a different path. The boxing gym became his haven, a dusty refuge where he could unload the anger boiling inside. He stepped into the ring, gloves on, and something clicked: speed, power, a natural gift that had coaches whispering. Sparring wasn't just practice, it was release, a way to hammer out the frustration of a life that kept swinging at him. He was fast, he was fierce, and he was hooked. Pryor's amateur career was a rocket ride: 204 wins, 16 losses, a record that turned heads and shut mouths. He wasn't just good, he was a force, tearing through local circuits with a hunger that couldn't be tamed. The pinnacle hit in 1976 at the National Golden Gloves, where he faced off against Thomas Hearns, a lanky, lethal kid who'd later rule the pros. The final was a war, two future legends slugging it out, but Pryor dug deeper, landing shots that rocked Hearns and clinched the win. That victory wasn't just a trophy, it was a spotlight, a signal to the world that this Cincinnati scrapper was ready for bigger stages. Turning pro in November 1976, Pryor didn't ease in, he exploded. His debut was a statement: facing a grizzled vet, he didn't blink, unleashing a fury that ended it quick. The crowd felt it: this wasn't a rookie, this was a storm brewing. His upbringing had forged him, every punch carried the weight of those rough streets, every dodge a lesson from dodging life's blows. He wasn't just fighting for belts, he was fighting for a name, a place, a chance to rise above the chaos he'd known. The rise of Aaron, the Hawk, Pryor was on, and the boxing world was about to feel the heat. Before he was a pro terror, Pryor's amateur days were a proving ground. That 204-16 record wasn't luck, it was blood, sweat, and a kid who wouldn't quit. He racked up wins like a machine, each fight a showcase of speed and grit that left opponents dazed. Local gyms buzzed about him: the wiry guy with the fast hands, the one who hit like a truck and moved like a ghost. He wasn't flashy outside the ring, but inside, he was fireworks, a spark that kept igniting. That 1976 Golden Gloves final against Hearns was the crown jewel. Picture it: two young guns, both hungry, both dangerous, squaring off under bright lights. Hearns was tall, rangy, a future king, but Pryor was relentless, darting in, slamming shots, taking hits and firing back harder. The crowd was electric, every punch a jolt, and when the bell rang, Pryor's hand went up. It wasn't just a win, it was a launchpad, a moment that said he could hang with the best and come out on top. Scouts took note, fans started chanting, and the pros beckoned. Those amateur years weren't glamour, they were grind. Every bout sharpened him, every loss taught him, building a fighter who didn't just swing but strategized, who didn't just hit but destroyed. He wasn't chasing fame yet, just survival, respect, a way out. That Hearns fight was the spark, but the fire was already there, smoldering in a kid who'd learned to fight long before he laced up gloves. The pros were next, and Pryor was ready to soar. November 12, 1976, Pryor's pro debut hits like a thunderclap. He's 21, lean, eyes blazing, facing a vet who's seen it all. The bell rings, and it's chaos, Pryor's flying, fists a blur, unloading a storm that ends it fast. The crowd's buzzing, jaws dropping, this kid's no joke. He's not here to dance, he's here to dominate, and that first win sets the tone. By the end of 1977, he's 8-0, 7 knockouts, a streak that screams trouble for anyone stepping in his path. His early fights are pure mayhem. Opponents, tough guys, seasoned brawlers, crumple under his onslaught. He's fast, too fast, hands snapping like whips, feet shifting like he's untouchable. It's not just skill, it's hunger, a ferocity that turns the ring into a battlefield. Fans can't look away, every bout's a thrill ride, every KO a jolt that keeps them coming back. He's not polished yet, but he's primal, a raw force tearing through the junior welterweight ranks. The chaos isn't just in the ring. Fame's creeping in, money, attention, the Cincinnati Kid now a name, and it's a double-edged sword. Pryor's living fast, too fast, and whispers of trouble start trailing him. Booze, women, late nights, he's young, invincible, but the cracks are there. Still, in the ring, he's untouchable, piling up wins like trophies, each one a louder shout, Aaron Pryor's here, and he's taking it all. By 1980, he's eyeing titles, but the storm's brewing, inside and out. That title shot comes August 2, 1980, against Antonio Cervantes, the WBA junior welterweight champ. Pryor's 24-0, all fury, and he storms in like a hurricane. Cervantes is no pushover, crafty, tough, a legend, but Pryor's relentless. He's a blur, jabs cracking, hooks thumping, pressure that never lets up. Round after round, he wears Cervantes down, and in the 14th, it's over, a knockout that shakes the arena. The belt's his, and the Hawks officially arrived. Pryor's style is a beast all its own, a mix of chaos and control that's hypnotic. He's not big, 5 feet 6 inches, but he fights like a giant, swarming foes with speed that blinds and power that stuns. He bobs, weaves, slips punches like they're slow motion, then fires back, jabs sharp as razors, rights that rattle skulls. It's not pretty, it's savage, a dance of destruction that keeps you guessing. He's in your face, non-stop, a buzzsaw that doesn't quit till you're down. He takes hits, plenty, but they don't slow him, they ignite him. You land one, he's coming back with 3, eyes wild, grinning like it's a game. That intensity's his edge, opponents don't just lose, they break, worn down by a pace they can't match. He reads them, too, sees the flinch, the step, then pounces, turning fights into routes. It's art through aggression, a style that's all Pryor, and it's why the crowd's screaming every time he steps up. That ferocity peaks in his title defenses, each one a war, each one a win. November 1982, Miami, against Alexis Arguello, 14 rounds of pure madness. Arguello's a king, tall, slick, deadly, but Pryor's a demon, trading bombs, soaking up punishment, dishing it back harder. The crowd's on its feet, hearts pounding as they slug it out, punch for punch, a classic that ends with Pryor's hand raised, Arguello stopped in the 14th. It's not just a fight, it's a monument, a clash that cements the Hawk as a legend. Titles stack up, WBA, IBF, 36-0, 32 KOs by 83. He's beating champs, contenders, anyone who dares, Gonzalez, Curry, names that fade under his fists. Every win's a knockout or a rout, a showcase of a man who doesn't just fight but conquers. Fans adore him, peers fear him, and he's rewriting the junior welterweight script. But the higher he climbs, the darker the shadows grow, and Pryor's about to face a foe no punch can drop. The peak's blinding, 1982, Arguello down, Pryor untouchable, but the fall's lurking. Fame's a flood, cash, crowds, cameras, and it drowns him slow. Drugs creep in, cocaine, booze, a crutch for the pressure, the pain he's carried since Cincinnati. He's still winning, still the Hawk, but off the canvas, he's slipping, a champ fighting himself harder than any ring rival. That Arguello wins his zenith, glory, chaos, a fight for the ages, but it's a tipping point. Pryor's hooked, addiction tightening its grip, and the cracks widen. He's late to gyms, missing weights, a star dimming under his own storm. Family watches, helpless, his wife, his kids, caught in the spiral. Fans cheer, but they don't see, the man who rules the ring's losing the war outside it. By 83, he's still champ, but the title's a hollow crown, and the demons are winning rounds. He fights back, rehab, faith, a will that's beaten odds before, but it's brutal. The ring's his kingdom, but the streets reclaim him, arrests piling up, health fading. He retires in 90, 39-1, the lone loss a comeback fluke, but the damage is done, eyesight shot, body worn, a price paid for the chaos he lived. Yet Pryor rises again, clean, preaching, coaching kids, turning pain into purpose. He dies in 2016, 60, but his fire's eternal. Pryor's legacy isn't just belts, it's a blaze that lights the sport. He's 39-1 with 35 knockouts, 2 titles, a name etched in history's granite. But it's more, the kid who fought out of hell, who ruled with fury, who fell and climbed back. Arguello, Hearns, Cervantes, they're chapters in a story of a hawk who soared, crashed, soared again. He's a lesson, talent's a gift, resilience a choice. Think of Pryor, and see not just a champ, but a warrior who punched through life itself.